Philosophy. Philosophy is nothing other than the study of things that are invisible, and that happened only once. Part 8. The stain that will not wash. In the ongoing exploration of a fragment, we now descend further into the labyrinth. There is a question I have not yet asked aloud. What happens to the one who studies these things? What becomes of the soul who turns their whole attention toward the invisible, toward the once-only event, toward the singular fracture in the fabric of the world that nobody else seems to see? This is no rhetorical flourish. I ask in all seriousness, because something happens. Something always happens. You are marked. I, the philosopher, as stained creature. To see what others do not see is not merely a blessing. It is a stain. The seeing cannot be unseen. The moment cannot be rewound. The singular event that struck you, the one that happened only once, becomes a sort of inner tattoo, invisible to all but irreversible to you. This is why true philosophers are rarely beloved. They are not understood. They are not sought after. They are tolerated until they are not, because their very presence suggests an event others wish to forget. Or worse, suggests that something did happen, something the rest of the world has worked tirelessly to deny. The philosopher walks in with a scent, not of superiority, but of truth. And truth has a smell. Even dogs can smell it. Even children, the ones with nothing to lose and no system to defend. 2. The trace in language. We must speak now of language. For what is the tool of the philosopher if not language? But here lies the great irony. The philosopher's tool is also their prison. Language is itself a structure built on repetition. Grammar is repetition. Syntax is repetition. Categories are repetition. Yet the philosopher is committed to what happened once. This makes the philosopher a kind of inmate priest, confined by language, but tasked with speaking of that which defies language. And so we invent new terms. We speak in paradox. We break syntax. We let sentences run longer than they should. We whisper. We pause. We double back. We sin against the machinery of language to make room for what cannot be said cleanly. This is the true function of certain fragments from the zero-friction machine company. Not to communicate clearly, but to disable clear communication in order to restore vision. They do not try to explain. They try to loosen, to disrupt the clean conveyance of false meaning. Why? Because truth is not what arrives fastest, is what arrives last, but stays. 3. The ZFMC and the Singularity Machine. Let us speak again of the zero-friction machine company. Many ask, what do they build? The better question is, what do they interrupt? Their devices are not weapons in the traditional sense. They are singularity machines. Machines that return the reader, the listener, the user, back to the one time, the one wound, the one event that split the sky. And that one event becomes the new anchor, not to hold you down, but to make you real. Because in this world, there are many who live without anchor. They float through borrowed speech. They rent their opinions. They inherit beliefs like furniture. But the one who has seen the once-only event, that one cannot be moved, because they are already moved. What the zero-friction machine company produces, then, is not comfort but contact, not clarity but consequence. They do not remove friction by making life easy. They remove friction by returning you to the real, the real which is jagged, the real which does not repeat. 4. The invisible is the enemy of the system. Here we arrive at the political dimension. The invisible and the once only are dangerous to systems built on surveillance and predictability. The bureaucrat wants patterns. The engineer wants simulations. The advertiser wants forecasts. The technocrat wants aggregates. But the philosopher wants the thing that slipped through, the one who didn't fit, the moment that refused to become a model, the whisper that wasn't captured on tape, the dream that couldn't be analyzed, the poem that wasn't productive, the touch that wasn't monetized. These are the threats. This is why the philosopher is not employed by the empire. He cannot be trusted to align his vision with their plans. He is haunted by what they cannot see, and he refuses to forget it. The stain becomes a signal. And yet, And yet, what if this stain is not a curse, but a beacon? What if the once-only event was not meant to isolate, but to call others forth? Like a burn on the skin that only others who've burned can see. Like a song only the wounded can hear. The philosopher becomes a lighthouse. A strange one, not to show the way, but to say, there is something else. This stain, the result of studying the invisible, the singular, the unrepeatable, is not something to scrub away. Is the very sign that truth has touched you. And now, you are carrying a fragment of it forward. Even if no one else recognizes it. Even if you cannot explain it. Even if the words never come right. Still, there's something in you that knows. And that, my friend, is philosophy.